So the vertex of a parabola, all right, you know what a parabola is. A parabola looks like this, and the vertex is the lowest, or in the case of a negative parabola, it's the highest point. That's supposed to be dead center. Okay, so the vertex of a parabola, I feel like everybody kind of knows what it is, but solving for it algebraically can be cool, or it can be super lame, all right? And the reason is that quadratics typically come in two forms. You either have this really pretty vertex form, right? Or you have this kind of standard form. Now the vertex form, I only recognize that right away because I'm a nerd, but basically the vertex form, this one here, is in the form y equals, let's just get that out of there, a x minus h squared plus k, right? And so that is like, you know, it's printed in every textbook in America and around the world. And so you'll see that if I wrote this underneath it, it matches perfectly that form, right? So I have an a value here, the square is cool, I have this k value, this h value. And if it's in the vertex form, you're totally done because the vertex is h comma k, right? It's a point, so it has an x value and a y value, hk, xy, hk. And as long as it's already in vertex form, you can just pull out the h and the k and be done with it. There's one curveball, okay? So because I wrote this underneath, I can clearly line it up. Apparently a doesn't matter for the vertex, right? But what is my h value? Right here I want my h value. H is lined up with him. It is not -1. It's a +1 because the negative is already built into the formula, right? In fact, I'll show you one in a sec. Hold on. Just pause. You get so impatient sometimes. All right, but my k value, right, is pretty easy. It's right underneath this k. That is a +5. You do not need to change the sign or anything. So if I was blessed with this vertex form, then I'd be like, oh, that's super easy. hk, it's 1, 5, and I'm done. That's my vertex, okay? I'll show you one in vertex form before we do standard form where, you know, you might get it wrong. No offense. I know you're good at math and stuff, but like, hey, everybody makes mistakes sometimes. Okay, so here's one in vertex form. So you have, you know, y equals 6, x plus 6 squared plus 4, right? Same thing. You're like, oh, I got this. This is in vertex form. I don't even have to think, right? Vertex equals h comma k. My h is here, and my k is here. So you're like, oh, that's easy. 6 comma 4. Incorrect, my friend. Remember, the form, the actual formula is, I'll write it again for effect, x minus h squared plus k. So actually, to end up with the x plus 6, it must be x minus -6. Or if you don't want to be cool like that, just flat out remember that the inside guy is opposite sign of what you see, and the outside guy is not opposite sign. So vertex is -6 comma 4 in the case that it's an addition inside the parentheses. All right, so the party's over. That was vertex form. We like it. Everybody likes it. Now here's standard form. When you have standard form, that is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. It is much lamer finding the vertex when you have this form. Obviously, that's why they named the other one vertex form. This is standard form, but in terms of finding the vertex, it should be lame form. So the vertex in this case is, the formula is -b over 2a, comma, I don't know. Right? Like what? So like, come on, man. Ryan, where are you going with this? This is confusing. The x value of the vertex is -b over 2a, and the y value is to be determined. Okay? So let's find the x value first. -b up here. What is my b? It looks like a is probably 1, b is probably 2, c is probably 7, right? -b over 2a, wouldn't that just be -2 over 2 times a, which is 1? -b over 2a. Okay, so what's -2 over 2? That is -1, so I'm halfway done with my vertex. Okay? I don't think that part is really that lame. I mean, you know what, it's pretty easy, -b over 2a. Sometimes it comes out to a fraction and then everyone's upset, but basically that's it. Now the y value, I said yet to be determined. That's because after you find the x value, you have to plug it back into here and here to find your y value. So again, if that's a fraction, it's a bummer because you have to like do all this work. But this one's not that bad actually. So now we have y equals plugging it back in. 1 times negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 7. I'm going to draw a little division, right? All I did was plug my x value back in. So this is going to be negative squared is negative times the negative, so it's positive. So 1, and then 2 times negative 1 is minus 2 plus 7. So that looks like, according to my calculations, is 6. So now I'm done. The vertex of this guy in standard form was negative b over 2a, comma, I don't know. I found the x value to be negative 1, plugged it back in, found the y value to be 6. So whatever, you know, if your job is to only find the vertex, of course you prefer vertex form, but I don't think that it's insurmountable if it's in standard form. That's totally how you do it. And remember, if you're having a hard time at your class there at your local high school, take this online at Silicon Valley High School and the credits will be transferred back to you.